All right, so first of all, I want, how am I going to do this? Where are my people who do not have computer? Are you able to bring it up on your phone or no? Okay, so click new document at the bottom. And does it come up blank then? All right, here's what I want you to do. I want this side, now that you've got it all up and ready, I don't want you to use CODAP. Morgan? I do not want you to use CODAP. I want you to use your calc. I'm sorry, is there something you want to share with the class? Okay. I want this side, including Rachel, to use your calculator to find the mean and the median. Now, before you do anything, don't do anything yet. How do we find the mean? Let's just talk about this first of all. Excellent. You add up all the numbers and you divide by the number of data that you have, the number of numbers, right? How do you find the median? Wait, Janetta, you're starting early. I see you. How do you find the median? Wait, what is the median, first of all? The middle. Excellent. My gosh, I think you've been listening. That's great. All right. How do we find the median? Right. You put them in order. You have to put them in order from least to greatest. Yes. If there are two numbers in the middle, you add them together and divide by 2. All right. Here we go. This side, I want you to create a table, enter all of that data in a table, and then create a graph and find the mean and median. This side over here, I want you to add up all the numbers just using a calculator. Yep. Ready, go. Make a table. So you guys click on create a table. Do a new one at the bottom. Okay. And you start entering in these numbers. So put in 10, click enter, and it'll take you to the next row. You are finding the mean. Well, how do you find the mean? Hey. There you go. Yes. Yes.
Yo, I put this in here.
Now, is that the average?
Yeah, you told me to add up all those numbers.
Well, is that an average score? So if these were scores on a test, is that going to be the average, 410? So there's something else we have to do. Divide by how many scores there are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? Yes.
How do you do it?
Okay. So click in that white space. Not that white space. In the row. And enter in 10. And then hit return.
Okay.
And 15, and it'll give you the next one. Were you able to do that?
No. How do I make the table?
Okay, go to table and do new. And then click in the top row.
Right here?
No, down in right down.
Right here?
Wherever the first open, right here in this white spot.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. And put in 10. Hit enter and then hit return. Now, once you have all those numbers entered, this side over here, okay, I want you to click on make a graph. Okay, make a graph. Drag that number down to the x-axis.
one number.
Yeah, but you have 10. Yeah, 10 scores.
Drag 10 down to the x-axis.
Yes, not the 10, this attributes.
Oh, okay.
Drag that down. Okay, click on table. You okay?
Yes.
Click on table. Click new. And then you're going to put in that first white entry cell, 10, and then hit enter. And then 15 for the next one.
I got one more class.
Okay. All right. Where did I put down my upper? Just a minute. We'll check them all together. Yes. Okay. Now. Okay, hang on. So, over here, people using CodeApp. Did you listen very carefully? And you guys listen, although you probably have your numbers. Do you have the table and the graph? But you don't have it where it says mean and median yet, right? Click on the ruler on the right-hand side. Click on the right-hand side of your table and click on the ruler. And it should say mean and median. Click on both of those. And then click right above that says show the measure labels. Show the measure labels. Okay? So, my CodeApp people over here. CodeApp people. And we'll call you guys the calculator people. Calculator people. Why? CodeApp people, what did you find for the mean? Quiet, everyone listen. Wait a minute, say it again. 42.2? Do you have 10 numbers? You have 10 numbers? You got 41? You lied? Should be 41. So check your entries. Should be 41. Calculator people, what did you get for the mean? 41. Okay. So everybody got 41. Is that a good thing? Yeah. Whether you use CodeApp or the calculator? Yes. Yes. Now, how long did it take you to calculate the mean? A minute? 2? 6 minutes? Probably 2-ish, 2 to 3 maybe, right? 6 to 7? Okay. How long did it take you to enter all that information in? Get the table, get the graph. Now, granted, you have not done a lot of work with CodeApp yet, right? But if you were more familiar with it, would you be able to get it pretty quickly? Okay. So maybe it took you 5 to 6, right? Maybe today, 5 to 6. What did you find for the median, my calculator people? Right. Not how, but what is your... It's what? 40? How did you get 20? Did you put them in order from least to greatest first? Well, how many did you have? 2 middle? So you add the 2 middle numbers and then divide by 2? Oh, okay. My CodeApp people, you didn't have to actually do anything, but what was your median? 40. Okay. And how long, once you had all the information there, did it take you to find the median? Instantaneous almost, right? You click on median and you said show the label. All right. Standard, no, let's not do standard deviation. So, is it a good thing that we both find the same mean and the same median, whether we're using calculator or CodeApp? Yeah. Absolutely. What if we find both? Here we go. Now, my calculator people, using only your calculators, replace the 80 with the number 800 and tell me the mean and median. So do that. My Kodak people. So take out 80 and instead add another 0 to make it 800. And tell me what you get for the mean and the median. Wait. No, because you went early. Yeah? Well, that's good, I guess. So, Kodak people, do you have a new mean? So, did you change 800 in your table and put in 800 instead of 80? Okay. So, what is your new mean? Do you have a new mean? What is your mean? Caitlin, do you get a new mean yet? Or anyone? Kamila? Shamila? Sorry. Shamaya. Sorry. My Sharona. No. Steve's lost it. 113 for the mean? And the median is what? 40? Isn't that the same as what we had before? Calculator people, what did you find for the new mean? 113 and 40. Kodak people, how long did it take you to find your new mean and median? 2 seconds? Maybe 15 seconds? How long did it take you guys? One what? Ah. Kodak, if all you have to do is change one number, makes it a lot easier, and you don't have to calculate a lot of different things, okay? You will still get the same answer, and you'll be able to show it a lot nicer. Here's the big question. What effect did changing 80 to 800 have on the mean and the median? Raise your hand. What effect did changing 80 to 800 have on the mean? Rachel.
They made our mean different.
In what way?
They put a bigger number. They added another number to make the median bigger.
Well, we were talking about the mean first. Okay. So the mean did what?
They grew a lot.
The mean increased by a large amount. You might want to write this down on your paper. The mean increased by a large amount when you substituted 800 in place of 80. That was the mean. What happened to the median? How does that make sense?
No, you just add the last number to 80 and...
I'm sorry, wait a minute, Rachel. There's a lot of rude people who are talking while you're talking. One more time. How did the median change, or did it?
They just add another 0 for 80. So the middle are just the same thing because they didn't put the comma and then add.
Yeah, if you have all the same numbers except you changed 80 to an 800, is that going to change anything about the middle of your numbers? No. So that's why the median is going to stay the same, because 80, which happened to be the largest number from the first set, changed to be 800 for the second set. You still have the same median in the middle. Okay? Any questions about that?
No.
All right. Now, please turn your page to page 21. I can. This right here. Turn to page 21. This is going to be a bit of writing, okay? So, definition. This is on page 21, not 15. And blank is any data point that is more than 1.5 times the interquartile range away from either the lower or upper quartile. Does anybody have an idea what that word might be? An outlier, yes. OUTLIER. Now, this is a very formal definition of outlier, okay? When I think of outlier, you think of maybe an outlaw, somebody who's kind of off by themselves, not with the rest of the group, okay? But here, an outlier is a point that is more than 1.5 times the inner quartile range away from the lower or upper quartile. All right, so we have a new set of data. We're not going to use CODEP for this, but don't shut your computers yet. This is called the 5-number summary. 5-number summary, because we're looking for 5 key numbers. They are also the same numbers you would use in a box and whisker plot, which, if you remember, you guys did while I was away for a conference on a worksheet, and you didn't have much to go on it, right? It wasn't like there was a lesson and then we said, here, try this. It was just kind of like, try to do this. But let's start with what I think are going to be the easier things. The minimum. What is a minimum? What does that mean?
The lowest.
The lowest. And as you look at this set of data, what is the lowest amount? 14. Okay, 14 is the lowest. All right, let's go to the other one that I think you will have not too many problems with, and that is the maximum. The maximum means the highest. And what is the highest
90.
score you see there, which is 90? All right, next up, they want the median. What does the median mean?
Middle.
The middle. Do I add them up?
25.
Put them in order. So let's write them in order from least to greatest. What's the smallest again? 14. I would strongly recommend that you cross these out as you are going through. Rachel, don't spoil it for us. What is the next one after 14? 32. Cross that out. 36. 2 39s. See, that's why it's better to work together as team. We have to find the median, and the median, you put them in order from least to greatest. 45 is next. 45, 51, and when you cross them out, that way you don't look at them again. 53, good. 55, 61, and 90. Good. Okay. So the middle number, how many pieces of data do I have total? 11. So how do I find the middle? Okay, you could cross them out, or you could take 11 divided by 2 and get 5.5, and go up to the next whole number. So the sixth one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 45 is the median, but you want to make sure you have the same number on either side of it. Now, if you have 2 middle numbers, like we said before, you add those together and divide by 2. But here we only have 1. So the median is the middle, which is 45. The lower quartile. Does anybody know what the lower quartile means? No, not exactly. And I think that's my fault because I always think, but it's not. Let me back up. It is not the highest. The lower quartile is the median, no, of the lower half of data. I always wanted to call the data quartiles, but that is not correct. That's my fault. It is the median of the lower half of data. So if you look at the lower half, you have 5 numbers. If you look at the median, that is the middle. And yes, that is 36. So we sometimes call this the LQ, lower half of data. Yeah, that didn't come out very well, did it? Data, D-A-T-A. And in this case, the lower quartile is the number 36. Sometimes they will also call it quartile 1. And that is just the middle of the lower half data. So what do you think the upper quartile means? The median, let's use our fancy math words, okay? Median of the upper half of data. So the median is the one in the middle. I have 5 that is in the upper half. That is the upper quartile. That is also sometimes called quartile 3 or Q3. Q3. Most of the time you'll just hear them say Q1 and Q3. And that is 55. So these 5 numbers, let me see if I can highlight these. Highlight. Are what we call the 5-number summary. So you have your minimum, you have your maximum, your median, your LQ, and your UQ, lower quartile and upper quartile. And if you were to make a box and whisker plot, those are the primary numbers that you would use to create that box and whisker plot. Your whiskers go all the way out here. Your box would be from Q1 to Q3. Median would be in the middle, and it's going to look something like that. Okay? So that's how those 5 numbers match up with the box and whisker plot. All right. We have something else that we call this interquartile range. Interquartile range. Rachel, please be patient, okay? Interquartile range. Thank you. The interquartile range is to subtract quartile 3 minus quartile 1. So quartile 3, we said, is 55. That's quartile 3. Minus quartile 1. And that is 36. And so what is my interquartile range? 19. This is the IQR. IQR. Interquartile range. Basically, this means it is the middle half of all your data. Middle half of all your data. And that is what you find in the box part of a box and whisker plot. That's the middle half of your data. Okay? Last but not least, we need to talk about these outliers. Wah, wah, wah. I love that. Sounds like an outlaw, right? Notice quartile 1. Oh, wait, I didn't take that low enough, did I? This needs to go all the way down to 14. So, an outlier is going to be at quartile 1 minus 1.5 times the IQR. And this is just a formula. So quartile 1 we said was 36 minus, because it's going to be lower, 1.5 times the IQR, which is 19. So 1.5 times 19 is going to be, yeah, 1.5 times 19 should be like 28.5. And then 36 minus that amount should be 7.5. So if you are at 7.5 or lower, then you are going to be an outlier. 7.5 or lower. Okay? Now, we can also do that and have it on the upside. And that is, as you can barely see from mine, quartile 3 plus, because it's going to be higher. Quartile 3 is 55 minus 1.5 times your IQR, 19. We already said that's 28.5. Oh, plus. So 55 plus 28.5 is how much? 83.5. And that's going to be 83.5 or higher. These are your outliers. So the big question is, Gabe, what's the big question?
What do we get if what's the name? If we can do this.
Close, but no. What do we have any outliers in this set of data? Do we have any number that is 7.5 or lower? Do we have any number that is 83.5 or higher? Yes, we have the number 90. 90 is higher than 83.5, so technically 90 is an outlier. What do you think that outlier is going to do to the rest of that data? Or what did it do already? Nobody has an idea? It would change the mean. Yes, if you have a very high number, that's going to pull the mean to be higher than what it is, okay? Let's say everybody in here, who can I pick on? Damari can take it. I know he can. Let's say everybody in here gets a 40 on the test. 40%. But Damari, he got a 90. Okay? So his 90 is going to bring the whole mean up higher to say, hey, this class, we got a 60, maybe. Okay? Is that very accurate for how the whole class did? No. So his large number going this way, pulled that mean up higher than really what it is. Okay? All right. So good for you, Damari. You screwed up the mean. No, you didn't. All right. Let's look at one more thing. Page 22. Any questions about this page? Here's what I would do. I would dog ear this page at the bottom. Do you know what that means? Like fold a little triangle at the bottom, because you will need to refer back to this page. So dog ear it, or if you have something that you can do to come back to that page. What? Page 21. Yeah. This whole page. All right. Here is the last thing I want you to do. And yes, you can use this tiny URL. This tiny URL you will learn to love, because you do not have to add and put all of the numbers in. So on your computers or on your phone, type in HTTPS, tiny URL. And let me move this out of the way so you can see it. backslash, after you do tinyurl.com/YEKHTWJ5. All right, CJ, come on. Put it in on your code app. HTTPS. Guys, come on. You didn't even log in. There should be this data already input for you. So you don't have to make a mistake putting in all those zeros. There, do you need that larger again? Isn't that amazing? You're like, woo woo. But seriously, guys, you don't have to type it in. You have no idea. All right, so then it says calculate the mean and median for this distance. You already have the table. How would you go ahead and calculate the mean and mean? Median and mean. What would you do next? Click on make a graph. Click on make a graph. Boy, it's a good thing she's here. Although I was very impressed with your answers today. Nice job.
Wait, do we put the distance in light years, right?
Yes, just the numbers. Just the numbers. So put it in a graph and bring down your distance in light years. Put that on the x-axis. Calculate the mean and the median. You know where to find those now, right? Okay, so what is the mean? What is the mean? You see a couple different ones? Does it give you one? Oh, whoa. Did you do graph?
Yes, that's the graph, right?
Okay, now click on this and click on distance in light years. Just that.
Okay.
No, you're good. So what is the mean? 40. So the mean is 40. What is the median? 0. Now, guys, listen, please. Some of you, I don't know, you're talking a lot today. No, mostly you two. Mean and median. Now, look at these distances in light years. They are very, very small numbers. In other words, this top one, the moon, is that close to 0 or 40? 0. Venus, is that closer to 0 or 40? 0. These are all really close to 0, right? This 8.6, that's closer to 0. And 310, that's just a much bigger number. So let me ask you, would the typical distance of the celestial bodies best be communicated using the mean or the median? The mean? The median, yes. So if you have one large number, that's going to pull your mean way off, okay? Because all of these really are closer to 0. So in this case, the median is going to be the better measure of center. Everybody always talks about averages, but one really high average could throw everything off. That's what I want you to remember. What impact does that large value have? It is going to throw off the mean. It's not going to change the median, but it's definitely going to throw off the mean to be too high. Yes. When is what? My lunch, I have 5B lunch. I teach during A and C. So, as you are packing up, homework U8 number 5, you can go on to the next one. That is more practice with outliers. Make sure you bring your computer tomorrow. We're doing a mini project with CodeApp. And it will be a graded project, mini one-day project. So please bring your computers, okay? All right. You guys did a great job with CodeApp. I hope you are feeling a little bit more comfortable with it. And anytime, if you go into college, please remember to use it. It is a great resource for doing data and statistics stuff very quickly.